Hi everybody, welcome today. This is the first time I've been back. I didn't even go live all week last week, so this is my first day back, and I'm so glad to have you here with us. Today we are in a fun event. We are doing another lucky day. It's kind of an extension. This group, Tees Crafty Paper. Oh my goodness, hang on one second. Oh, I tell you, it's always so embarrassing when you just lose all the words. Words are hard some days, right? How crazy. So we are going to get going, but okay. Tees, our hostess is Tees Crafty Fox Creations. And the group is called Tees Paper Crafting Friends Unite. Okay, I got it right. Hi there, how are you? So yeah, we got it. We're all set. We're gonna be ready to go here. And hang on one second. Let me just make sure that we can see all of our comments. Wouldn't be very fun if we can't see the comments, right? So, okay. Got that going, and just one more thing here real quick. We'll be good to go. Okay. Got it. Okay, we are ready. So without further delay, let's get into it. I'm going to move you down here to the desktop. Hi Adela, how are you? And Estella, and of course Tamara's here. Okay. Oh, I almost clicked a button that says finish. No. Whew. All right. Hi, Sue. Okay. So this is what we're going to use today. So for kind of this is actually a printable. We use this. I used part of this in another thing to do some memory decks cards. And this is for a journal. And it is called Spring Blessings. Hi, Molly. And so this is such a pretty thing, and with all of the greenery and the clovers, I thought this would be such a fun thing to use. So I do have my pages already cut out. I've got some of the things cut. I see there's a few things that I did not get cut out yet, and I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted to use. So first of all, I'm going to take the pages. I'm going to set these over here. Let's go ahead and let's just start and make our book. And you guys, there is nothing wrong with taking a, something that is a journal, a printable journal, and just using it like it is. If you don't have extra papers to put in or whatever, a lot of times the journals have plenty of things for you. Oh, excuse me. Okay, hang on just one second, you guys. Okay, there's nothing I can do about that one right now. Okay. Hi, Carol, Molly, who else is here? Adela. Let's see. Thank you guys for popping on. Carol. This Nana's Crafts. Oh, that's a cute name. Okay. So I made this one on a cardstock. And one of the cardstocks that I like to use, it's not super cheap, but it is a Nina. Let me pull it up here and I'll show you exactly what it is. One of the reasons I like to use it is it goes easily through my printer. And I don't have a back feed on my printer, and so this works really good. But like I said, it's not cheap, but I really do like it. And it works great. This is what I use for alcohol markers. But it's Nina Classic Crest Cover. Solar White. It's 80 pounds. It's 216 grams. But it's just an 8.5 by 11, and it's a smooth surface. So, I mean, good grief, if you find something that works. And I found out that it would go through my printer just by accident. So that's what I use for my cardstock, because it goes through really well. And it prints the colors. I'm usually pretty happy with the colors too. And so all I did is I ran it through once with the designs, and then I flipped it over and I just pulled out, I just did kind of a plain color that coordinated kind of with the brown and some of the rest of it. Now the other paper, I just get a paper from Walmart that is, it's from Pen and Ink, and it is either 27 or 28 pounds. And that's what I use for like the pages. I got something goofy going on here. This one did not print nice. I had one that got kind of goofy, but you know what? I'm still going to use it. I'm going to put it in here anyway. And, okay, that one was just a plain one. That didn't print all the way. So I'm just going to score these. And you know what? By the time I cut some of them, I'm not sure that they are exactly, yeah, I was right. I was going to say I wasn't sure that my fold was going to be exactly where it was supposed to be. And that's kind of how that got printed. But you know, it's not going to make any difference. It really isn't. And so I'm just going to fold some of these in half. Well, I'm going to fold all of them in half. And then we can flip them and decide which way we want to put them. I think this one looks like it's upside down. Who knows? No, I guess not. Here's stems going up this way. So you can print some of, or fold some of them to where your pretty part is on the outside, right? And then you can take some of them. Now this is just a plain one. So I like to put some plain things in between. And this one I just did that, you know, softer color on both sides of that. So that works out. And then some of these, I'll go ahead and I'll fold the design part to the inside. And I'm not going to worry too much about where I've got this little bit of white showing, because I could always ink that and it may get trimmed off. Once you are ready to put your papers together, a lot of times you fold them and then you trim them so that as they're closed, they are nice and straight. Yeah, so this printable came, you can get this. This is, and it's on special right now, from Guided Creation on Etsy, and it's called Spring Blessings. And I think it is so pretty. So we'll just keep folding these. And I think this is the one that I printed to use for the cover. How many of you like to do journals? And, oh, this is what I was going to say. If you don't have a lot of extra stuff to do what you feel like is true junk journaling, that's okay. You can use things like this. Just get a printable and print it out. And this one even has some that are lined pages, which that's kind of fun. We don't always see those. And everybody's printables are different. They truly are. Oh, I see some of these. I have some white showing on a lot of these pieces. So, you know, I just, let me see. Here's another, okay, which way did I fold the one that had lines in it? Okay, that was inside. Let's fold this one the other way. So it's on the outside. And then we'll just kind of stack them up. Hey, Susan, how are you? Isn't this gorgeous? Yes. But, and I think, like I said, I think it is on special still. So lots of fun things. And then I'll show you some of the other things as we work through here. I'll show you the other things that were in this collection. Okay. Okay. And you can go ahead and use a, I think I'll do that now. I'm going to go ahead and use a bone folder on these and give them a really good press. And then we'll stack them up. We'll decide how to put them in here. How are you guys doing? Oh my goodness, last week we got so much rain over at least a couple of days. Cloudy, dreary days, but it was good to get rain. We can always use that rain. It has been so dry here. But this is the time of year we can really get rain. Every time it rains, I always think, why don't I have like a raincoat or something? I just don't. I just don't. Okay, so now this is going to be, where did I do it? Okay, so this will be our cover. And this one, I tell you what I'm going to do. This one I want to score and give a little bit, like about only 1/8 of an inch if I can. So this is 11 and, or sorry, this is 10 3/4. You know, I have no idea where the half of that is. Let's use our trusty ruler where we can see where the half really falls. So about 5 3/8. So 5 3/8. Sometimes making these things with a 1/4 inch really doesn't make sense. So let's check it out. So if we do 5 3/8, and that's half. Yeah, I don't know, you guys. I'm gonna have to cheat and do it like this. Okay. And then I'm just gonna do one little mark on each side of that. Oh, that was a lot easier. So, where is my tool? So now I can see where it's half, and I can't really do a 1/4 inch or it's not gonna fold in half. And really a 1/4 inch is gonna be too much. You know what? I'm going to do something. I'm going to just do it on both sides of that line. And we may have to trim it off on the cover. Who knows? But I just want a little bit of space. And I'm going to sew this right into this cover. And when you do it just a tiny bit like that, sometimes it's kind of difficult to get them to fold. And sometimes you have to use a ruler or something to try and get them to fold when they're so close together. So you just need to get it started. There we go. Phew. See, rulers are good for more than just measuring. Okay, so I just have this tiny, tiny thin spine. And if I had way more pages I was going to put in here, I would make it probably a 1/4 of an inch. Yeah, see this? Okay, let's see how this goes in here. Yeah, these are all going to have to be really trimmed down. And this has got about 1/8 of an inch that we're going to take off of that front part because it just, oh my goodness, sometimes I flip these things around and around. Isn't that crazy? Hi, Marilyn, how are you? So I'm just going to take off, I'm going to flip this way. No. I can see 1/8 of an inch right there, so we're good. But that cover, just the way I cut it and fold it, and you know what? Every time you take something that's a printable that you do at home and you do it like this, there's always, you know, the chance that it's not going to line up and you can, you know, do it like that. Hello, Kirsty. Close. We have close names, don't we? All the right letters, just a different order. I love it. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to stack these up, and it doesn't really matter too much how we are going to stack them up. Let's just go ahead and put them in like they are and see how that works. And see, when you fold them some like this, and we printed the back sides on all of them the same, then we're going to have some of them that are, you know, are plain color on both sides, which that makes it perfect for using, like for adding other little sections, little parts, doodads. I don't really like that there. This has more of that same tone, so let's put that one there. And then if we put this one here, there's not any of the other green over there. I mean, and it has some of the similar greens, but I didn't like that. And again, we'll have two plain colors together. And this way, when you've got some plain going on, it works great. Oh, look, that's perfect. Perfect, perfect. I did one of these the other day, and oh my goodness, it was kind of crazy. You know what? Let's flip this one the other way. So we've got this in the middle, like this. That'll be great. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some clips so we can get this into our book. So we've got those all folded. Oops, I need my spine thing. And I'm just gonna hold them together like this and clip them. Yeah, see, this is all gonna have to be trimmed out here, and that's okay. Man, that feels super thick now that it's in there. And I think there's only 12 pages. But that little 1/8 of an inch seems like a perfect amount for that. Okay, so now I just gotta get my things out here too. Let me see. Okay. I think we're good. Okay. Now I am just going to, I'm just gonna eyeball this, you guys. I'm just gonna do the 3 pamphlet stitch on here because that's all I need to do on this page, or you know, in this booklet. So I'm gonna poke one about 1 inch down, and we're just gonna poke a good hole here and about 1 inch down from the other side, and then one kind of in the middle. And you can either, it's up to you, you can either start from the outside or the inside and make your ties. I'm going to do this one so that it ties on the inside, and then the spine on my book. Oh, I did not get that. Wow. Oh well. Sometimes that happens, you guys. I've got my little holes coming out more on the front side of the cover. And you need about, I like to do about 3 times the, or yeah, is that right? 3. Yeah, because I always want to make sure I have plenty. So I do about this much and then one other length. So about 3 times. That way you've got plenty to cut with, or plenty to go in and out and tie. And then what I like to do, this is on a little cardboard thing. So I've made a little slit right here, and then I just tuck that in so it doesn't get lost. I do not want it lost. Okay, so we're gonna start in the middle and go down. And this is a waxed linen thread. That's, you know, kind of what they use for bookmaking. You can easily use, you know, whatever you have with a needle big enough to use it. And then up through one of them, you're going to go all the way down to this hole and out. And then up through the middle again. I'm going to pull a little this so I got more to tie. There we go. And then what you want to do is you want Like if this string that you started with is on the left side of your center string, you want this one to be on the right side. And while it's still in the needle, you got plenty of time to do that. And then you're just going to tie a square knot. I'm going to cut this off and leave a bit of this thread in here. Seems like I always have a better time keeping track of my needles if I've got some thread in them. How about you guys? Hey Terry, hi Jacqueline. Okay, so now I've got that there. Almost didn't leave enough there. And then just tie a square knot. I usually tie a square knot and then just loop it over one more time for good measure. This thread this time looks great, and then I just cut it off about an inch or so. And there it is. And you know, yes, you can see the little thing, but you know, that's not really a big problem. I don't think. I don't look at it as a problem. All right, let's put some more goodies in here, you guys. And this is what we would do to get this all squared away. I would take this and I would open it out. I would fold this, and then I would take a ruler, and then either if you've got one of those rotary tools that you can use. I have one that isn't good for fabric anymore. It's got a little dinged up place, and so in the blade, and I just use that for my paper. And I just go over it, and you'll just slice a little bit, you know, one at a time, little thing at a time. And I find that it's better if you've got a ruler that has, you know, some kind of grippy thing or a cork back or something, because then you can hold it and down like this and keep it really straight. And it's not going to move as much with the grippy stuff on the back. So that's what I would really, you know, recommend that you do like that. Okay, I forgot to cut any of these out. Let's cut some of these out, and we can use them for kind of some little tuck spots, or a little pocket, or we can do something with it. Just trim it off here real quick. Now, a lot of times when you're doing this, if you'll start your blade in on your paper instead of from the edge, sometimes that's easier to get it to cut like that. Isn't that pretty, Sue? Hi, Susan. Yeah, so pretty. And you guys, after me is gonna be Renee. It's Rustic Daisies DIY with Renee. She's gonna be up next. Now tomorrow, I'll be live again tomorrow on my page at noon Eastern. Oops. Man, there's lots of little, when there's 6 on a page, you got a bunch of stuff to cut off, right? But how pretty. I love the colors on here. I love this, the greens and the blue greens. Ah! Well, that was, and like I said, you know, it's fun to do journals, and you don't, you know, they don't have to all be made out of discards. You know, we talk about junk journals all the time, and junk journals, we just use all kinds of stuff in them. But, you know, if you don't have a lot of stuff to use and you want to make a journal, get something like this and just have some fun putting it all together. All the stuff is there. Hey, Stephanie, how are you? And, you know, it just doesn't take any time to put it together. Basically, you're cutting it out, you're folding, you're, you know, either stitching or gluing things together. And it can just be a lot of fun, just something kind of relaxing. How many of you like to, how many of you find that doing things like this is relaxing? I think as crafters, we all feel like it's kind of relaxing. Do you agree? I want to know if you guys agree. Give me a heart if you think that's true, if that's true for you. Okay. Well, if I knew that would take that long, I would have had that ready. Sometimes sometimes there'll be so many pages, you print all these goodies out, and you just miss some of it. It's like, oh my goodness, I forgot that page. And I mean, this would be a perfect, because of the coloring of this bit of brown that is in the background, this would be perfect to use. It's a little bit hard to see it's a little bit more brown maybe than you would think, but this would be perfect to use with things like old vintage, dictionary paper, or anything, any book paper, any kind of papers that have started to turn and get that little vintagey look, right? Oh, thanks for everybody who has sprinkled me out. I appreciate it. Hey, Chris, how are you doing? Yes, very relaxing, I think. Okay, so let's see what we've got here. Oh, shoot. You know what? You guys, I'm going to have to go ahead and trim this stuff off, or I might get it messed up. I might have something hanging off the page where it shouldn't be. Okay, let's do it. I don't really like using my X-Acto knife, and I don't see my rotary tool, but we're gonna have to trim these, or we might have stuff hanging off the page and then it's in the way of where it should be trimmed. So I didn't even think about that. So let's go ahead and do it. Okay. And my knife isn't that sharp. It's not that clean. But it's what I've got right now. So I'm going to hold it down tight, and I'm just going to do this over and over. You guys, I really like this ruler that has this high side on it, and it's from Cricut, but you know, they made it with this little thing to be kind of a guard. And so I can hold my fingers on the other side of this and not have to worry about them getting in the way. My daughter, oh my gosh, the one that just came back from Minnesota, she told me, she goes, when I go somewhere, she goes, I'm gonna have to start taking my own knives with me. And she almost cut herself really bad again while she was gone, and she told me it was the same finger that she'd had to have like about 9 stitches in before. So she has trimmers, and so you know, it's kind of hard sometimes for people that have some kind of trimmers to use, like cutting tools and things like that. So she's got a couple of knives here, and you know what, there's a couple of things that are there. I think they were originally from Pampered Chef, and they were kind of made for using for, oh, what am I trying to say, like sandwiches, making sandwiches and things like that. They have a real fat blade, and they're serrated just like towards the end, and so they actually cut pretty decent for a lot of things. So I kind of, you know, laugh and tell her those are her safety knives. And then I've got one knife, I think it says it's supposed to be a, oh, I missed it. That did not, I didn't trim enough off, you guys. Wow. Surprised I was that far off. But yeah, I'm always very, very concerned about people using blades and knives and things like that. Hi, Lindsay. How are you? Yeah, it's a great ruler, I tell you. And like I said, it's from Cricut. I think I got it. A lot of times I don't know if they still do or not. For a long time, they used to have these mystery boxes. And so there was no telling what might be in the mystery box. Oh, you guys, this is taking forever. I'm sorry. Ugh. I wish I had my Rotary cutter. The rotary cutter is great, you guys. If you haven't used one of those for paper, you should give it a try. And you know, these mats that we have, I've been using these kind of mats for I don't even know how long, because they're these self-healing mats that I used to do a lot of sewing, and when I would cut out stuff, oh, I tell you what, this is a mess. I don't know what's going on here. I tell you, what a mess. Oh my goodness. This must be one of my times I'll have to say, now do this like I tell you, not how you watched me. That's sad looking. You know what? I have a different rotary thing. It's like it's a paper cutter, but it's got a rotary blade, and I'll be able to get that straightened out. And the things, I think how they are now are, I'm close enough that I'm not going to worry about stuff being in the way for trimming it. It looks okay. It's good enough to continue. Oh my goodness. Okay. Lindsay says this is her mom's account. Subscribe to streaming channels like this because I like to chat. Oh, well, and as you may see, there's plenty of us who like to chat too. She's over on YouTube. We have been having some friends join us on YouTube lately, you guys, and so I like to stream on Facebook and YouTube, and so if you're seeing if you see any comments that you don't see where they're coming from, it's because the person's probably over on the other platform. So okay, let me see, where's these little cute things that you did here. Let's just take one of these and let's just put it over here in the corner. And we'll make him be just like a little tuck spot there in the corner. So we'll only put it on, you know what, I want to round this one corner. I'm going to round the top inside corner there. This will be just a little nicer looking there. And we're just gonna glue two sides. Here's my little glue bottle that I like to use. Now, and sometimes I round the corners off. I think I'll just leave this one square. So we've got that there. What else can we put in here? Here is a fun look at this girl. Isn't she pretty? Let's put her in here, and let's go ahead and put, she's got a little room at the top, or maybe we'll use this one. So let's, oh, here it is. Let's go ahead and what am I trying to say? Let's do like 3/8 of an inch here. Oh, that's just barely at the top of her head, you guys. And we're going to fold this over. And I am going to cut the corners off here. We're going to round the corners. And now we're going to make this come over the top. Make a little fold over like this. We'll just put it down a little bit. And then we can lift that up and have kind of a little surprise spot there. Whoops, oops, oops. I'm about to glue the wrong side, you guys. Oh, thanks, Jeannie. Hi, Jeannie. How are you? Hey, Lisa. Okay. I know, aren't these watercolor looking papers gorgeous? I really enjoy that kind of a look. Isn't she cute? The colors are so pretty. But I'm kind of partial to blues and purples and greens. That's kind of my favorite color scheme. So we could put her in there. And you guys, I had my glue bottle. I walked in and there it was, uncapped, and had been that way, and oh my goodness, the things were just dried up beyond belief, clogged up. So I had to get another little tip so that I could use my glue. Oh, and these again, so this was on a sheet, and I did the back with that same little brown color. And we can punch holes in here if we want to. We could put a little eyelet in. So we can pop these out. There we go. I'm actually not sure. Let me see. Let me see if that tiny hole will fit this. This is a real bright green. Yeah, that'll fit. Actually, let's put a couple of these together. I'm going to put it on top of this one so I can put them together. And now I'm just going to put them like this and put my little eyelet through here. You guys, how many of you have a crocodile? What would you do without your crocodile? Do you use it very often? I use mine all the time. Well, I'll still move. I thought it would just clamp down on it and I wouldn't even be able to use it. And I've got a real thin little ribbon here that I think will fit through there. Ah, where is that? Oh, here it is. I just wanted this teeny tiny piece of ribbon. So I'm going to cut this. Oh, homemade stuffed toys from felt. Now that's cool. Have you been doing that very long? That's cool. Yes. Oh, purple and soft lilac colors. But you can't beat a combo with the green, blue, and purple. In my opinion. Oh my goodness. Oh, I've got to find something to poke that through, you guys. There we go. And then if you have something like this organza ribbon is kind of slick and the things might not stay. So a lot of times what I'll do is I will take a tiny bit of my glue and just put it back here under the loop and onto the paper so that it will hold. You might have to hold that a second. I'm going to clamp it on there so I can do something else while it kind of dries. But then, look at that. Then we've got those little tags like that. And we could put another little pocket over here. We could just make this pocket here. And I think I'll gotta check out the time. I have an hour, I think, right? Oh, you would like to do your own toy business. That would be fun. I'll just put that there. So just put it on 3. Oh, let's see. Do I have a circle punch thing? I don't know where my circle punch is. So we'll just put a little bit of glue on here, and I use this, the glue I like to use, the liquid glue is called Reptile glue, and it sticks pretty quick, but it gives you still just a moment to, you know, put something, maneuver it around into place. So just put a little pocket here. And I could stick these in here. What else can we do? So we made the one that flips over. And you can just keep, you know, adding and building stuff into your book. And then there's plenty of space that you can write or, you know, add pictures. These are fun to do for like little notebooks, you guys. Glue and had to throw it away. You did the same to a... I don't know what you mean, Lisa. You did the same to a are you talking about a brand new art glitter glue? Oh, you're talking about when I said I left the top off. Oh my goodness. Yeah, and that's one thing. Like when you take some of those bigger bottles and you put them in these tiny needle nose applicator bottles, and I mean, one of these, it's surprising how long that I can use from this tiny bottle. You know, because I'm just using tiny bits, you know, along for paper crafting. And it's always surprising how, you know, how often I can do this without, you know, refilling it. It'll go a while. But yes, and you know, the funny thing was, it clogged up the tip and the glue under here was fine. But yes, I've had glue that I left the big tip off of a big bottle and ruined it. And yeah, that doesn't make you very happy because some of these glues are not that cheap, right? Yes, look, you could be a CEO of a huge toy manufacturing company. Yep. Since you were 15, you like to make rag dolls, teddies, bunnies, elephants, you name it. Yeah, you don't even need a pattern. Hey, that's nice. Yeah. I have gray hair like a granny. Well, maybe because I am. And there's nothing wrong with that if you don't mind me saying so. I never wanted to commit to coloring my hair. It's too hard to get things done in life, and I didn't want to commit to doing that. And so that's the way it is. It's me. You get what's here. And not only am I a granny, I'm a great granny. So that's how that is. Okay, let's see. What else can we put in here, you guys? Let me see. Okay. Ah, thanks, Charlotte. I'm not talking loud enough. Well, I don't know. I can see, I have a thing here that I can see what the volume is. And if I go much past this volume on replays and stuff, it is like super loud. So I have a a thing that I can monitor that. So I'm sorry that on your end it seems a little bit too low. So I have to go with what I can see is going on here on my end. Alrighty, so moving on here, let's see. So I've got another one of these little gals, and we could take, oh, and I wanted to show you guys, there's these pockets. Here's some of the rest of this this collection. Isn't this beautiful? These butterflies, I didn't cut any of them out. We've got some word phrases here. And these are all, since the collection was called Spring Blessings, it is, you know, some little words about like that. So these are kind of fun, and you can use your own spring words. I have right now, if you sign up for my newsletter, I've got the I've got a freebie that is a whole thing of word phrases for spring, and that's what you get right away when you sign up for the newsletter. So I like to put in little phrases and words. Now this, I've got two sizes of these. This one I printed just as it was from the collection, so there were two pockets. So I'm going to fold these up and see how big these are. And then these I printed at 75%, right? So this is, I'm going to see how big these are. So this is 75%, and this is printed at 100%. So let's check this out, and I'm going to move these things off so I can get to the scoreboard here and line it up and score them. So sometimes if you line something up here, like let's say I can't really tell down here from up here where this is going to be. So what I can do is I can say, okay, I'm going to line this up on 3. So now I can take my my tool, run it down the 3 track, and then put it on here, and then I can see where that needs to go, and then I can line it up. So there's the 3. So now I know it's straight, and then I can just go just like that. And the same here. So now this side's a little bit hard. Okay, I'm gonna have to do it like this. So this side I'll do 8. So I'll run 8 down here, line up my edge at the 8, and then I can see where that is. And then we know that's, whoops, came out of the track. Okay, there we go. Yes, 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 I'm familiar with that cartoon. Okay, and same thing here. We're going to do this across the top. So let's say we're going to do 6. So we'll put the 6, and then I can line the corner at 6, and here's my 6 right here. So now I know that can be pretty straight. Or not. Oh, but is it straight? And same thing here. Let's do 6 again and try and kind of line it up, the corners. Okay, so let's see how big this little envelope pocket is. And we'll just kind of keep working it, make sure it is squared up. And if it's too large on any of those places, then we still have time. We could give it a little bit of a trim. Okay. Aren't these pockets great, you guys? Look at that. It kind of looks a little bit off. And one way you can deal with that is if it looks like it's a little bit off, hold it, you know, where you think that it needs to have a little bit more help. And then just, you know, just kind of use your bone folder. And then you can help kind of get it back into, you're just kind of massaging it into position, basically. There we go. So now I'm going to go ahead and glue my little flaps down. And you know, since it's got the little flaps, it's going to be a nice roomy little envelope. And this is totally different than when you know, have a, when you're making like a pocket on the page. This will give you, you know, more room. And you know what? You wouldn't even have to, you know, if you did this to start with, this would have been fun. If I'd have thought about this, we could have taken this and sewn it into the middle when we were putting it together and insert it like that. And then you could put it like some kind of a little closure on here. You know, you could even use tiny little Velcro. That works out really great. Hi, Nicholas. How are you? Yeah, so, you know, that's another idea. You would have to sew that in before, you know, before you started closing it up, right? And so that would work out. Okay. So so we did this one, and let's see how the sizing is if we print it at the 75%. If I find it. What do you do with it? I'll find it. Here they are. Okay, so the same thing, but isn't that a nice size little pocket? Look how pretty that is too. That's gorgeous. Okay, so this one again, we can do it the same way. Let me close up my glue. Don't want my glue to get all clogged up, right? Okay. So again, like I was saying, we can take this. So I'm going to line this up at the 4. I'm going to run this down here, line up my corner there at 4. All right, you know, and kind of make sure you know where you're lining it up. If it's to the outside edge of one of your, you know, square or one of your lines, that's where you need to keep it at the top and the bottom. Does that make sense? Okay, there we go. And then again, we're just going to, you know, run this down. I've got this one on the 4 again. So got that there. And this just helps. These things like this, the things that I have made for like the pockets and embellishments, I did them on the cardstock. So if you were going to do it on the paper, you may be able to just, you know, fold the paper yourself and not have to mess around with, you know, so much measuring. But I did this in the cardstock, and cardstock's a little bit harder to, you know, to manipulate and fold exactly where you want it. Kind of sometimes does what it wants. Okay. And then again, let's do the top of the flap. So, okay. Okay, so now you can see we've got, like, you know, all of those scored around there, right? What's my YouTube name? Oh, yeah, sorry, Chris. Yeah, Sparky. It's My Artful Adventures on YouTube and Facebook both. Okay. So there we go. And I am going to just trim a tiny bit of this off here. before I close it, because I can see it starting to stick out a little bit. Well, you know, sometimes you got to flip-flop your paper around to get it the best way you can trim it. I tell you, sometimes trimming a tiny bit off is kind of a pain. It's not all that easy sometimes, is it? There we go. Sometimes you almost have to cut a little bit more off to get the tiny bit. Oh, there we go. There, we got it. Oh my goodness, Chris, I'm going to have to check out what's been going on with you. I see you saying you're feeling better and you've had some pain medication, and I must be out of the loop. So, I hope all of you are feeling well and enjoying some spring days. It seems like this winter and, you know, this first part of the year, I tell you, it's just been unbelievable how many people have been so sick. Oh, yeah, that's yeah, I'm not much of a cartoon watcher. Now this one, this is kind of interesting. This one, this pocket cut at, or printed at that. I don't have it all the way covering the edge, so that's interesting. But you know what? When you put it down in your book, a lot of times if you don't seal it and you just have it there, it really isn't going to matter. And we could just put this somewhere. We could just put this down in here like this. Isn't that cute? Yeah, I'm kind of sorry I didn't think about putting some of them in the center before they got folded up. If I were going to do that, what I would do is I would score them all so that you know where the center fold is, and then, you know, put it in there, and that way all your scoring is already done. I don't know how in the world you would be able to manage it if you didn't do that. Actually, hang on a second. Is this big enough to go in here? Yeah, let's do that. Or you could put like a little belly band across somewhere and just put, you know, a little pocket through there. Let me see if one of these has a little bit more of a... No, these were all kind of that blue-green color. Well, it doesn't matter. Let me stick this on real quick. Cute. And I'm just doing 1/4 inch cuts on these today. And then just the tiniest bit, because I don't want to take up too much room on my pocket, or I won't be able to stick this little envelope in like that. And I'm just gonna put this down here in the center, kind of center it in the envelope. Sure, tomorrow I was glad to pop in and be in the event today. Yeah, so tomorrow, oh my goodness, following me, goodness sakes, is Rustic Daisies DIY by Renee. She's going to be next. I'm going to have to let that dry, or I'm going to pull it up off the paper. And you know, if it would have, I don't even know if I'll be in, yeah, I'll just barely be able to get that in there. There we go. I'll just stick that in there for now so I don't lose it. But how fun, lots of fun. Oh, and I didn't even use any of this. I didn't even make any of the things. Look what I had. I've got some green, some little shamrocks on some green. I found that, so I thought that would be kind of fun to put in some of these. And I love putting words on things. Always. I just trim out the words and glue them on. Sometimes I might ink around them a little bit. Sometimes I'll just glue them on here. So I'll just stick this on. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I tell you, recovering from stuff is not fun. And especially if you're broken. If you've got broken things. Not fun. We'll just put this here. Blessed to have loving friends. And I like to think all of our crafty community is friends, right? Oh my goodness. And Sue said she's had knee surgery and back surgery. Ugh. Yeah, so many things going on. I hope you guys all feel better. And thanks so much for joining me today. And it's time for us to go over and to see what Renee has got going on today. We'll have a fun time today. I think I was the first presenter today, so we've got more coming up. I'll be on tomorrow again at noon Eastern, so 11 o'clock Central, and so come back and see me then. I appreciate you all showing up, and it's been fun. And yeah, so this, like I said, this was in our group that we are having this in is our Tees Paper Crafting Friends Unite. So lots of paper crafting today, you guys. Take care. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.